What's up, guys? That was Pixipui joining us today on the stream. How's it going, Pixie?
It's going awesomely, thank you, and thank you very much for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that Henry Cavill that you met, by the way?
Yes, it was. It was. It was so random, but like the best random thing ever.
Was that like, where was that? Was that at a Witcher premiere or something?
Yeah, it was. It was in central London, in Leicester Square. I can't remember what cinema it was, but we were casually walking by, and this will probably lead into something. But somebody that was working on security, we'd seen them before because we had worked at the Pokemon pop-up center, and they were working there too. And they were like, "Oh, there's a premiere happening. Do you want to come in?" And we're like, "We weren't planning for it, but let's go." So we went in. Lo and behold, Henry Cavill.
What? That's amazing. So they just invited you in. That's so cool. What a cool experience. Is that like the most famous person that you've met?
Actually, I recently, at the end of last year, met Michelle Visage. So I'm not sure. I don't know who's more famous.
I don't know who that is.
That's the person from Drag Race. You know, RuPaul?
Yeah, see, I don't watch that.
Wow. Okay. Well, if anybody knows RuPaul, the lady next to RuPaul with the white hair, Michelle Visage.
Gotcha. So Pixipui, welcome to our Creator Spotlight segment. Let's start off by just like telling us a little bit about your stream.
Yeah, so I'm a variety streamer. We do all sorts, including VR, even did VR in Alien, which was horrifying.
Oh no.
Yeah, we do dancing as well, but I guess the trailer had some of that. It's different nowadays though. Those VODs will never be found. But we do dancing, we do multiplayer games, single player games, all that kind of craziness, but all for the fun and the joy and bringing love and happiness while we do it.
That's awesome. So what is something, so I know you probably have some of your community here, and there's a lot of new people here who haven't seen you before. What is something that people may not know about you, even people who watch you regularly? Like a little fun tidbit.
That's an interesting one. There's one that I can't tell anyone. Let's see. Oh, one that I think I can say. No, can I say that one? Oh, that's interesting. Well, I'm trying to work out. Oh,
you can always do like a hobby or something that people may not know, or a guilty pleasure.
I'm going to tie it into what I'm wearing. I think the top will help me. Not a lot of people know that I actually worked on the launch of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So this is actually a top from...
Wow.
And that was awesome. But yeah, not a lot of people know that.
That is awesome. That is so cool. So what kind of vibe would you say that your stream has? Like when people come in, what are they going to get when they come by?
When people come by, you get a lot of me slightly being unaware of things, a lot of unintentional jokes, a little bit of innuendo, a lot of random singing, and hilarious / expert moments, depending on what's happening.
Now, do those expert moments include when you play scary games, or because I saw that you were playing some Resident Evil? Yes. Is that something that you like to do, or is chat like forcing you to do that?
I was forced to play that one. I like Resident Evil. I loved playing RE5 with my sister because it's co-op. We come from a big video game anime family, so co-op games is our jam. So that's the first game I ever played. But then one of my mods, Sam, gifted me Resident Evil 7, and I was like, oh, well, you've given me this game, I will play it, and so you can see me playing it. And we went in, and I was like, I've seen people play this when it came out, but I would never have played it because it's more of a horror game. I don't really do the horror games, and I was definitely scared. But then after a little while, you're like, well, we're definitely getting through this part. So then you end up running straight up to the people and just taking them down as if you weren't scared at all. That's where some of the expert things come out. That's that, and like the hip shooting. Hip shooting when you need to.
Is that where your name comes from? Pixipui? Is that why?
Actually, no. Since I'm slightly older, my name came from when Cartoon Network first got a website. So back when primary schools just got computers and Google was created and all that jazz, the only website that really existed that I could use at school was Cartoon Network. But to use it, you had to have a username, but you couldn't make your own. You had to do it from theirs. So you had 3 drop-down boxes. And the first one I clicked was Pixie after I chose it. The next bit was Pew. And the bit after that was Dodoria. And ever since then, I've been Pixipui Dodoria for the last over 15 years, I guess.
That's awesome. Was that the site where like there was like all these mini games and you could like collect things? I love that. I love that. That was like my favorite.
Powerpuff Girl. I'm so sad.
Yes.
I'm so glad somebody knows. The Powerpuff Girl one.
Yes.
There was some Rowdy Rough Boys as well or something in there. But yes, that was everything. That was so cool.
So much fun. There was like a football one that I played. Like, oh, it was amazing. I was like, I want more of that. You know, like
the Flash game thing when Flash was there. Yes.
So that's funny because my name origin actually comes from about that time, but it was Neopets actually. It was like my first game where I had to like come up with a username. So for me it was like, okay, well, I'm Hispanic, so like, loco in Spanish means crazy, and so I did that, but I couldn't spell it right because I was like in 2nd grade, so so that's where my name comes from. Yeah, that's so funny.
90s babies represent.
Okay, so you do a lot of different things. You are an animator. You said you do dancing and shooter games and all these different games. You do a lot of Knockout City. How do you find time for all of the things that you do? Because I mean, just streaming it's in and of itself and trying to grow, I mean, that's super time consuming.
It's funny, I don't think I thought about that in the beginning. My sister was the one that enticed me to stream over here because I used to do it on Picato in the beginning. But I don't think I really thought about it in the beginning. And then I think maybe when I got to around the 3,000 follower mark and it was like, oh, actually, maybe we can really do something with this here. I got more organized and my days are very, very meticulously planned out. I'm a bullet journal person. I'm a bullet journal gal.
Nice.
So my days are pretty much filled with something every single day. Even if I need to get better at this. But taking a break is very difficult. So it's normally, okay, we're streaming here. And then after that, we're going to teach Korean. And then after that, we're going to go and make this video. And then after that, we're going to go and... So I just shove it all in.
Did you say teach Korean?
Yeah, I'm a Korean teacher and a learner. Teacher and a learner.
That is amazing. And I think you also mentioned that you were working at a Pokemon pop-up store. Is that right? Did I get it right?
That's right.
Like, again, like, are you like, a superwoman? Like, what is happening here? Like,
well, long time ago, it feels like this stems all the way back from the parents again. But before I graduated, 2 days before I graduated, my sister and I, when a Westfield just opened, my sister and I got an email that said, come to game and try to beat this monster in Monster Hunter. And so we both went, we did the thing, and the person that was working there said, oh, you did so great and blah, blah, blah. Do you want to work with us? And it was like, oh. So technically, I've kind of been in the video game demonstrator area since, well, before I graduated, since 2013. So the Pokemon pop-up shop was like maybe 5 years down the line. It's not my dog, I'm so sorry. It was like 5 years down the line. But yeah, we've kind of been in with Xbox, Nintendo and PlayStation in all the circles, doing all these kind of things and meeting amazing people and the Capcom people as well. And it kind of spiraled into you're doing a field because of the 3D that I do. You're doing a field that you could go and work inside a company, but being on this side, being able to talk to people and connect with other people in this way was definitely a dream come true. So it's been a very interesting mismatch.
That's awesome. So what advice would you give to someone who may be working full time and trying to stream, or someone who's a student and juggling all these things, or as a parent trying to find the time to stream? What advice would you pass to someone trying to find that balance?
I would say, and this is ironically my sister's advice, I would say schedule. don't try to shove it in on a day when you're not really feeling your best, because you might end up judging yourself and that will make you not want to do this, and you're doing this because you're having fun. So if you've only got a certain amount of time in a day or a week or whatever it is, pick what day or what week that you want to do this on. Be consistent. Stick to it. It's okay if you can't always do it. That's the mental health check. It's okay if you can't always do it. That's fine. Your people will be there for you when you get back. Pick a day. Schedule it out. If you can, try to add more days. Try to make it as convenient for yourself as possible. Take a break if you've just got home from work, because there's a lot of people that do 9 to 5 that come directly home from work and then go on. It's like, okay, give yourself at least half an hour to get into performer mode, and then jump on there. Have a great, it doesn't need to be long either. You don't need to stream for like 4 hours. It's not that kind of thing. You're supposed to be on there when you're having fun, because you're having fun. People want to see you having fun. So when you're having fun and you feel like you can have fun, go on.
Absolutely. That's really great advice. And with juggling everything, have you like found yourself burnt out ever, like needing longer breaks? Or I mean, how long have you been keeping up with the schedule?
Interesting question. I think maybe ever since last year. Definitely since I've been a Knockout City partner. Big up the Order of Dylan. Thank you very much. We all kind of swiggled in at the same time. But I think before then, because my sister and I, Stormy, Jazzy, we became verified Behance streamers, which is where Adobe and all that stuff is. And in order to make sure that we could do that and then do all the other stuff, it's like, okay, well, we're already streaming over here. Can't really stream twice on the same day because then you'll be too tired. And then with me teaching Korean twice a week, it's like, okay, I don't really have time to do my other things if I stick too many things on. So one, work out where my students can fit themselves in. Then I need to organize myself around my students, and then make sure things are consistent enough that people are like, oh, okay, it's like a TV program. This can be the thing. Although sometimes I've had to pull out or maybe change things around to make things work better. But I think maybe for a year and a half, the current setup that I've got seems to be working really well right now.
Nice. Awesome. So talking about your stream a little bit more, I keep seeing this thing called Lil Cuties. What are Lil Cuties?
So technically they're kind of discontinued now, but little cuties, well, I guess people can still order them. I've got some. Hold on, let me mute myself so you don't hear my chair.
I'm super excited to see these.
Okay, you know what? I should have been posting links, shouldn't I? Silly me.
Feel free, yeah, definitely post your links.
This is the Behance I was speaking about. And there's some pictures of the little cuties on there. But as I'm a 3D, as you said, generalist, I would treat my subscribers to a 3D model of whatever they wanted.
So cool.
And then they were able to print it out and get it sent to their home. And so they could have like whatever they wanted. And I'd be like, okay, I'll do it. And I would animate them as well. So if they were a streamer, they could have it and use it as an alert. Oh, let me make sure my face isn't in the way. Have it as an alert. I think, oh, there's been quite a few. I think these are the main ones that got printed out. Let me hide my face. There we go.
Wow, those are so cool. They're so cute.
Thank you very much.
They are little cuties. That's awesome. So, but you don't do those anymore?
Not so much. I've because I've gotten so busy. I do so many things in a day. Animation and modeling take over 6 hours, and I don't really have that kind of time anymore. So what I've done is I've kind of, remember back in the early days of Twitch, before the channel points were there, you had your own like reward points that you could use. I've left, it costs a lot, but I've left a watching point thing up there. So if somebody has enough, I will go and sculpt them or model them or animate for them, whatever, because it means they've been there for a long time by that point. So it's, you can't get it by subbing anymore, but you can get it just by being around.
That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna show chat your let's see if I go over here, I'll show them your Behance page here, and like these are so cute. So do you I know you don't do them for subs, but do you offer do you do like commissions? Is that like part of your work or not?
Actually, no. I used to do commissions. I don't advertise that I do. Not anymore. Only because that it takes so much time and I don't really have the kind of time anymore. But
this is amazing.
I used to. Thank you. The last thing that is on the screen is like a piece of toast with avocado. If you click on it, it will move.
Let me see if I can find it. Was it at the top?
I've got it right here. It was at the top.
The first one. Let's click on it. Whoa.
So my sister actually drew that, and then for about, I think it took me 7 days, we finally made that. So now it's a 3D model that people can download and take and do whatever they want with it.
I want to eat this. Can I eat this or no?
I mean, if you 3D print it, but it might taste like plastic.
That is so cool. That is really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're probably one of the most creative people that I've ever met. That's like so cool to see. It's so awesome. You know, let's switch gears for a second and talk about your mom. Okay, because you told me that your mom is an Afro hair coach. What is that? And can you tell me more about that?
Yeah. So an Afro hair coach, I'm not sure if that was officially or properly a thing before, but Mum's made it a thing. Basically, she goes to wherever. At the moment, she's teaching at a film and TV school, teaching students about Afro hair and how to do it. But she realized that with a lot of how, you know, everyone's finding out about their histories and stuff, the histories all the way back. And there's a lot of black people in all sorts of areas, even black people in Africa and things, that have lost their information on how to do their own hair, and they think it's difficult, but it's not. It just means that their information wasn't able to be brought down to them like everybody else's one was. So Mum realized, as she's a hair and makeup professional, she was like, hold on, let me teach people, not just black people. One, you should know it. It's coming out of your head. Let you know how to deal with it, let you know how to be relaxed and calm with it, because your hair does make you feel a certain way. If your hair doesn't feel good to you or you're not able to look after it properly, you do feel bad about it. So one, she's bringing that back, and two, for people that have black children or mixed children around, they'll also know how to look after their hair in a nice, gentle way like everybody else had, you know, rather than it seeming like a chore. So for the last, maybe since the end of last year until now, she's been teaching people that don't know, some free classes that she's offered, and then she got picked up by hair schools and film and TV schools, which is what she's doing right now, which I'm so proud of her, because she only thought of it recently and it was able to splash out there. So I'm very excited for her.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Like, and that's such an important thing too. Like you said, like, you know, that loss of history and not having that, not being able to pass that down, or just not even having the resources, like being able to teach and share something that, you know, I think will have just such a profound impact on, you know, generations of people. I think it's really amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
So, what are your goals for, you know, switching gears? Like, let's talk about like your stream and your goals, and like, what do you want to get out of streaming? Because, you know, with all the things that you have going on, you know, is your goal primarily streaming, or do you have things, you know, in the industry that you'd like to do beyond streaming on Twitch?
That's a really good question. That's full on, isn't it? Yes. I think it's interesting now. Okay, so it all ties in. There's always never a straight answer. My Instagram account got hacked for like
Oh,
3
no.
weeks. And in that time, I realized the only thing I wanted was to get it back, but I didn't want anything else that much. And I thought, oh, maybe I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm just enjoying things as they are. I've got it back now. It's okay.
Oh,
It's okay. It's back.
thank God.
But I think now I would like to reach Twitch partner, because that would be a nice like little stamp to put on the end of the Twitch journey. Okay, I've made it to this other milestone. I wanted to work in the game industry at one point, and I was hired to make videos for Knockout City. So technically I did that. So it's like, okay, cool. I've done that. Now I think I have some games that I want to make, but primarily I think I want to teach people. I want to be able to reach as many people that I can by teaching them things, which I'm currently doing. Hold on, let me pop that in. There we go. That sounds like a segue. There we are. And mainly teaching, and I think just enjoying the journey, which I didn't like before. I think I'm just here for the journey now. Wherever it takes me, whoever I meet, wherever I go, whatever I happen to create in the midst of me trying to get to partner, me trying to make this game, me I'm going to sculpting classes, me sculpting, whatever comes to it. I'm here to enjoy and experience life now, whatever happens with all the things.
That is amazing. That's awesome. I love that like philosophy. And I think, as creators, we get so caught up in like, okay, how many viewers do I have? And I want this many viewers, and, I need this many subs, and, I want to hit this status and stuff. And, as someone who's been doing this for 8 years now, like, it goes by quickly. I mean, I basically spent the majority of my 20s. I just turned 30 2 weeks ago, and, it just really does fly by. And, I think everyone gets to a point where you really have to think about like why you're doing this, why you're, just spending all your time, like, just trying to make streaming work. And like, when you start to feel like it is a job, or, you're just unhappy and you're just like upset trying to, like, whenever you hit start streaming, like, I think it's really important to kind of take a step back and, like you said, like, just enjoy it. And, I think that really ironically will help you, and it makes you more entertaining and enjoyable to watch, because people will kind of see that. Like, people can tell, right? Like, if you're just there looking at your viewer count and wanting it to pick up versus like, you're genuinely just having a blast and hanging out with the community that you have, right?
Yeah, and I think you really hit a nail on the head there with the why. People tend to forget their why. They just do. And then they're not sure why they're not enjoying it. It's like, no, remember your why. Your why is everything. For everything. Your why is everything.
And it's incredible that you can have that perspective, because you're so busy, and it seems like you do have a schedule that's like, just really lined up there. And so for you to be able to say that, I think all of us, we don't really have an excuse, you know what I mean? Like,
giving me too much hype there. Thank you.
So I want to incorporate a little bit of advice for creators. And I know we've talked a little bit here and there, but if there's anything that you really wanted to pass down, because whether you realize it or not, there are people here that look up to you, that start streaming because of you, or want to be like you. What would you say to someone who is streaming, and just what have you learned and want to pass to them?
I think what I've learned is, do not be afraid to ask. Ask for help. Ask other streamers. They do know things. It is okay to ask. It might feel weird to ask, but it's okay to ask. You're not imposing upon them. If they don't get back to you immediately, that's okay. You can ask more than one person. But I think I didn't know that, especially if you come from having done a group project, and then the group project tends to go badly, and then you go within, you tend to not try to branch out. which is where I was, and then I met people like Geeky Cassie and Ebonics and Push Play the DJ and the Order of Dylan, who's brought me to you, which I'm really grateful for. Being able to ask people about streamer keys, about advice on how to, if they're after growing, how to grow, if it's advice on how to send out stuff to PR people, all of that stuff. It's you shouldn't know it already, because you only know what you know until you know it, and you don't know it yet because you've just started, or maybe you've been doing it for a while but you didn't know, oh, I had to do this as well. Ask for help, mainly. Take breaks, even if I'm really bad at taking breaks. I'm not the best example of the break one, but take breaks if you feel tired. Look after yourself first, because Lowco is correct. If you do go through a burnout, which I didn't really answer, which I don't think I properly have normally. I take little dopamine breaks with like a game here or there, but you do need to take a break, because the amount of time a burnout takes you could take you 2 weeks. A break could be 1 day. A break could be 1 day. Burnout, 2 weeks, month, year.
True.
Ask for help, take breaks. Schedule.
As someone who's experienced burnout many times, yes, it is much better to take breaks, take time off, rather than burn, because once you burn out, you don't know when you'll be ready, you know? It could, like you said, it could be months. So before we wrap up, what do you have coming up? Like, do you have any big events planned? Any games you're looking forward to? Anything you got going on?
Great question. Thinking about it. I think at the moment, the only couple of things are possibly coming to America in June.
Ooh.
To meet up with some Twitchers and another Knockout City partner, which is the Plant Pappy. There we go. Came to me. I think me upgrading Twitch, as in maybe getting some more lights, doing some more things to make it fanciful, making an ASMR channel. We're going there, but we're going to try to bring some creativity to it, so it's not going to be what you think it is. And I think finding more ways to bring love and joy to the space.
Lovely. Love it. That's awesome. Well, Pixipui, thank you so much for joining us today. And, you know, this was awesome. If there's anything else you'd like to say, you know, feel free to, you know, give yourself just a little space to plug your channel, and you know, everyone in chat, go follow, okay?
I'll pop that there. Any plugs? I think I've said it. Probably. Awesome. I make tutorials on YouTube for everything, be it 3D, 2D, After Effects, Sims, which a lot of people have been asking for. All of that kind of stuff over there on Pixipui Tips YouTube channel. I have been playing games lately on another YouTube channel, which is my own name. You've got me on Twitch doing Knockout City on Tuesdays and whatever other random games we end up finding along the week. And I think that might be it.
Well, I'm going to plug one other thing, and I'm going to plug your Twitter, because you're 8 followers away from 1,000, okay?
Oh, I am?
The big 4 digits. So chat, you know what to do. Go hit the follow button on Pixie's Twitter. All right, let's get her to 1,000 followers on Twitter. That would be awesome. And, you know, I feel like there's so much that you do that Twitter is going to be a really great central place to find all of the things that you're all about, right?
This is true. This is very true. Got that, what is it, that extra link where you can find all the stuff?
Yeah.
Tab, like the flow page or something?
The link tree.
Link tree, that's the one.
There we go. Awesome. All right, look, 5 away now. Look, 5 more people. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get it. Yay! Let's get to the big 1,000, all right? Thank you, Dylan. Thank you so much. All right, Pixipui, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And chat, I'll be right back in just a second. We've got more coming up, including El Dirty Squirrel joining us to talk about Hover, which is kind of like TikTok. We're gonna grill Squirrel on that, and we got some news today. So stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Bye.